Most of us grew up believing that if you want good protein, you need meat, chicken, beef, fish. That was the rule. And for decades, that is what doctors, dietitians, and food labels told us. But here is the thing. The science has moved on. And I think it is time we caught up together. Now, I am not here to tell you to stop eating meat entirely. That is a personal choice, and I respect that completely. What I am here to do is open your eyes to more options, more variety, and more ways to protect your health as you get older. Because as we age, getting enough protein becomes even more important. It helps maintain muscle mass, supports your immune system, keeps your bones strong, and helps sustain your energy levels throughout the day. The more protein sources you know about, the better equipped you are to take care of yourself. So let us get into it. I will take these one at a time, and I will keep things simple and clear. No complicated science, just practical, useful information you can actually use. Plant 1, Chlorella. The cellular protein machine. I want to start with something that may genuinely astonish you. Chlorella is a tiny, single-celled green algae, and it contains between 50 and 60% protein by dry weight. To put that in perspective, beef contains roughly 26% protein. Chlorella is more than double that. NASA actually studied chlorella as an ideal food for long space missions. When scientists are planning nutrition for astronauts, they are not guessing, they are working with the very best options available. And chlorella made the short list. Research shows chlorella supports immune function, helps manage cholesterol, and may assist the body's natural detoxification processes. It comes as a powder or tablet, and a small daily amount goes a long way. The taste is earthy and mild. When many people mix it into a morning smoothie or juice, chlorella has been widely consumed in East Asian cultures for many decades. It simply has not made it into mainstream Western awareness yet. But the science is there, and it is impressive. Think of it this way. If the scientists responsible for keeping astronauts alive in outer space chose to study it, that is a very meaningful endorsement. Plant 2, Spirulina, the algae that outperforms beef. Right alongside chlorella, we have spirulina. This is a blue-green algae, and it contains between 60 and 70% protein by dry weight. That is nearly 3 times the protein content of beef or chicken. 2 tablespoons of spirulina powder give you around 8 grams of complete protein. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks your body cannot make on its own and must get from food. Studies published in respected nutrition journals show spirulina supports your immune system, helps reduce inflammation in the body, improves cholesterol levels, and may help regulate blood sugar. These are things that matter a great deal for your long-term health. Spirulina has been a food source for communities in Africa and Central America for centuries. It has a strong, earthy flavor, so most people blend it into smoothies, mix it into juices, or stir it into energy balls. A small amount delivers a big nutritional impact. Start with just 1 teaspoon a day and see how your body responds. Many people report improved energy levels within a few weeks of consistent use. Plant 3, Tempeh, the fermented protein powerhouse. Now let us come back to earth a little and talk about something you can find in most grocery stores. Tempeh is a traditional food from Indonesia, and it is made from fermented whole soybeans. 1 cup of tempeh gives you around 31 grams of protein. That is more than a 5-ounce serving of beef. But what makes tempeh truly special goes beyond just the protein number. The fermentation process does something very useful. It breaks down a compound called phytic acid, which can block your body from absorbing certain minerals. That means when you eat tempeh, your body absorbs more of the good stuff. Fermentation also creates beneficial bacteria, the kind that support a healthy gut. Research shows that a healthy gut microbiome is connected to better immune function, improved mood, and reduced inflammation. Tempeh has a firm, nutty texture. It can be grilled, stir-fried, baked, or crumbled into sauces. It absorbs marinades beautifully and develops a satisfying, chewy texture when cooked at high heat. The people of Indonesia have been eating it for centuries, and they are not wrong. If it feels unfamiliar at first, give it 2 or 3 tries prepared in different ways. Most people find a preparation they enjoy. Plant 4. Seitan, the ancient protein of Buddhist monks. Seitan has been used in Asian Buddhist cooking for over 1,500 years. Monks developed it as a high-protein food during periods when they did not eat meat. A 3-ounce serving gives you 21 grams of protein, making it one of the most protein-dense plant foods available. It is made from vital wheat gluten, and it has a chewy, meat-like texture that makes it very satisfying to eat. You can grill it, slice it thin for sandwiches, crumble it into taco fillings, or simmer it slowly in stews where it soaks up all the surrounding flavors. It takes on the taste of whatever marinade or sauce you use, which gives you enormous creative freedom in the kitchen. One important note: Seitan is not suitable for anyone with celiac disease or a serious gluten sensitivity. Since it is made entirely from wheat gluten, please speak with your doctor if you are unsure whether gluten is an issue for you. But for those who can tolerate it, Seitan is a remarkable and time-tested protein source that has been nourishing people for over 15 centuries. Plant 5. Moringa, the miracle tree. Moringa is sometimes called the miracle tree, and when you look at the nutritional profile, it is easy to see why. Dried moringa leaves contain approximately 27 grams of protein per 100 grams. That is comparable to chicken breast. But the protein is just the beginning. Moringa also contains more iron than spinach, more calcium than milk, more potassium than bananas, and more vitamin C than oranges. For a plant, that combination is almost unheard of. Traditional communities across Africa and South Asia have relied on moringa for centuries, particularly in regions where animal protein is expensive or hard to come by. Modern research confirms what those communities always knew. Studies show moringa supports healthy blood sugar levels, reduces inflammation, and provides meaningful antioxidant protection. Moringa leaves are dried and powdered for year-round use. You can stir the powder into soups, smoothies, or teas. It has a mild, slightly grassy flavor that blends well with other ingredients. It is gradually becoming more available in health food stores and online, and the price has come down considerably as demand has grown. If you live in a warm climate, moringa trees can even be grown at home. Plant 6. Edamame, the snack that rivals chicken. Here is one that might genuinely surprise you. 1 cup of edamame, which are young green soybeans, delivers about 18.5 grams of complete protein. Per calorie, that is actually more than a 3-ounce serving of chicken breast. Edamame contains all the essential amino acids. It is also rich in folate, vitamin K, and fiber. Research links it to improved heart health and stronger bones, 2 things that become especially important as we get older. I want to address something directly because I hear this concern from patients often. There is an old idea that soy is harmful because of its effect on hormones. Large-scale scientific reviews have thoroughly examined this claim across many thousands of study participants, and the evidence simply does not support it. Soy, or consumed as a whole food like edamame, is safe and beneficial for most adults. If you have a specific medical concern, always check with your own doctor. But the fear around soy has been significantly overstated. Edamame takes about 5 minutes to steam. You can eat it as a snack, toss it into salads, or add it to grain bowls. It is one of the easiest high-protein additions to your diet. Plant 7. Lentils, the ancient food that built civilizations. Lentils have been feeding humans for over 10,000 years. They appear in archaeological sites across the Middle East, and there is a reason every ancient civilization kept coming back to them. 1 cup of cooked lentils gives you roughly 18 grams of protein, comparable to a serving of ground beef and at a fraction of the cost. Modern research confirms that lentils are exceptional for blood sugar control, heart health, and cholesterol management. That combination of fiber and protein creates a steady, lasting energy release that keeps you feeling full and focused. What I love about lentils from a practical standpoint is how simple they are to prepare. Red lentils cook in just 15 minutes with no soaking needed. You can add them to soups, stews, and salads, nor blend them into sauces. They are affordable, shelf-stable, and available everywhere. And when you look at the cost per gram of protein, very few foods come close. Lentils are a gift. Plant 8, tofu, a 2,000-year-old innovation. Tofu has been a staple protein in East Asian cuisine for over 2,000 years. Half a cup of firm tofu delivers about 10 grams of complete protein, along with calcium, iron, and all the essential amino acids. The American Heart Association recognizes soy protein, including tofu, for its cardiovascular benefits. Research consistently shows it supports heart health, bone density, and muscle maintenance. These are particularly important concerns for adults over 60. Here is something many people do not realize about tofu. It is a blank canvas. On its own, it has very little flavor, but it absorbs marinades and seasonings beautifully. Marinated and grilled, it develops a satisfying texture with a lightly crisp outside. Blended, my silken tofu adds a creamy richness to smoothies or desserts without changing the flavor at all. Crumbled and seasoned, it can stand in for scrambled eggs at breakfast. It is far more versatile than most people give it credit for. The billions of people across Asia who have been eating it for millennia understood this very well. Plant 9, black beans, the protein. The Americas were built on. Black beans have been a cornerstone of Central and South American diets for over 7,000 years. 1 cup of cooked black beans gives you 15 grams of protein and 15 grams of fiber. That combination is remarkable. Research shows black beans improve gut health, support blood sugar regulation, and are associated with reduced risk of heart disease. The deep color of black beans comes from anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants that help protect your cells. Black beans are inexpensive, shelf-stable, and incredibly versatile. Soups, stews, salads, burritos, vegetarian burgers, and even brownies. Yes, black beans work in baked goods as well, and they add moisture and protein without affecting the flavor. They are one of the most consistent and affordable protein sources you can keep in your kitchen at all times. Keep a few cans in your pantry, and you will always have a solid protein option available. Plant 10, chickpeas, the Mediterranean secret weapon. Chickpeas have been a staple across the Mediterranean, Middle East, and South Asia for over 7,500 years. 1 cup of cooked chickpeas delivers about 14.5 grams of protein, along with fiber, folate, iron, and phosphorus. What sets chickpeas apart is their extraordinary versatility. Hummus, falafel, curries, roasted chickpea snacks, chickpea flour for baking. No other legume has quite the same range of culinary uses. The populations that have eaten chickpeas consistently for generations, those across the Mediterranean, the Middle East, and South Asia, tend to rank among the healthiest and longest-lived people on Earth. Researchers studying so-called blue zones, or the regions with the highest concentrations of people living past 90 and 100 years old, consistently find legumes like chickpeas at the center of those diets. That pattern is worth paying very serious attention to. Plant 11, quinoa, the sacred seed of the Incas. The ancient Inca People of South America called quinoa the mother of all grains and considered it sacred. Now, quinoa is technically not a grain at all. It is a seed, and it is one of the very few plant foods that provides all 9 essential amino acids on its own. 1 cup of cooked quinoa gives you about 8 grams of complete protein, along with magnesium, iron, fiber, and manganese. Studies show that the protein quality of quinoa is comparable to the protein found in milk, which is considered a high standard. Quinoa is naturally gluten-free, which makes it accessible for those with wheat sensitivities. It cooks in about 15 minutes, works as a base for bowls and salads, and has a pleasant, slightly nutty flavor that most people enjoy right away. Oh, it is one of the most practical and nutritious additions you can make to your regular meals. And at just a few dollars per bag, it offers extraordinary value for its nutritional content. Plant 12. Hemp seeds. The misunderstood superfood. Let me address something right away. Hemp seeds come from the same plant family as a well-known recreational drug. But hemp seeds themselves contain no psychoactive compounds whatsoever. They will not affect your mind in any way. What they will do is deliver 10 grams of complete protein per 3 tablespoon serving. Hemp seeds contain all 9 essential amino acids and are particularly rich in healthy omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Research shows hemp protein is highly bioavailable, meaning your body actually absorbs and uses a very high proportion of what you eat. Hemp has been cultivated for over 10,000 years across Asia and Europe. It was one of the earliest domesticated plants grown for food, fiber, and medicine. You can sprinkle hemp seeds on oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, stir them into salads, or mix them into yogurt. They have a mild, nutty flavor that works well in almost anything. 3 tablespoons is all you need for a meaningful protein boost, and most people find the taste completely unobtrusive. Plant 13. Pumpkin seeds. Tiny but mighty. Here is one that surprises almost everyone. 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds, which is about a small handful, delivers 9 grams of protein. By weight, pumpkin seeds contain more protein than most cuts of beef. They are also one of the best plant sources of zinc, magnesium, and iron. Zinc supports your immune system. Magnesium supports muscle and nerve function. Iron helps carry oxygen throughout your body. For older adults, these are nutrients that are easy to fall short on. Studies link pumpkin seeds to improve prostate health in men, better sleep quality due to their natural tryptophan content, and cardiovascular benefits. Ancient cultures across the Americas prized them as both food and medicine for thousands of years. Most people today carve a pumpkin and throw the seeds away. That, I am afraid, is a significant nutritional mistake. Next time, rinse them. Toss them with a little olive oil and sea salt and roast them in the oven. You will not regret it. Plant 14. Amaranth. The grain that empires tried to erase amaranth has a remarkable history. It was so central to the diet and culture of the Aztec people that when Spanish conquerors arrived in the Americas, they specifically banned its cultivation in an attempt to weaken the local population. That tells you something about how valuable this plant was considered to be. 1 cup of cooked amaranth delivers 9 grams of protein with an impressive amino acid profile, including particularly high levels of lysine. Lysine is the amino acid that most plant proteins tend to lack, which makes amaranth stand out. Modern research shows amaranth is highly digestible and has anti-inflammatory properties. It supports cardiovascular health and may help lower cholesterol. You can cook it as a warm porridge in the morning, or pop it like popcorn for a snack. Add it to baked goods for extra protein, or use it to thicken soups. It has a slightly earthy, nutty flavor that works in both sweet and savory dishes. Amaranth survives centuries of deliberate suppression. It is making a well-deserved comeback, and now that you know what it is, I encourage you to seek it out. Plant 15 Nutritional Yeast, the cheese that is not cheese. Nutritional yeast is a deactivated yeast that comes in flakes or powder form, and it tastes remarkably like cheese. 2 tablespoons give you about 8 grams of complete protein. But what truly sets nutritional yeast apart is that most brands are fortified with vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is one nutrient that is genuinely difficult to get from plant-based foods alone. It is essential for nerve function, red blood cell production, and energy. Getting it from nutritional yeast alongside your protein is an elegant solution. Nutritional yeast also contains fiber, zinc, and a range of B vitamins that support energy metabolism. Studies show it may help support immune function and improve cholesterol levels. You can sprinkle it on popcorn, stir it into pasta sauces, or use it as you would use Parmesan. It dissolves easily and adds a savory, rich depth to everything it touches. Plant 16. Peanuts. The protein. Hiding in plain sight. Peanuts are so familiar that we have completely forgotten how nutritionally impressive they are. 1 ounce of peanuts gives you 7 grams of protein. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter give you 8 grams. By weight, peanuts actually contain more protein than most tree nuts, and they rival many cuts of meat. Peanuts are also rich in niacin, folate, magnesium, vitamin E, and heart-healthy fats. One of the largest and longest-running nutritional studies in history, involving tens of thousands of participants, followed over many years, found that people who ate peanuts or other nuts 5 or more times per week had significantly lower rates of heart disease. Peanut butter on whole grain toast may genuinely be the most cost-effective high-protein meal available to almost anyone. It costs very little, requires no cooking, and delivers real nutritional value. Do not underestimate it. Sometimes the most powerful foods are the ones we have been overlooking for years, right in our own kitchen. Plant 17. Chia seeds, the endurance fuel of ancient warriors. The Aztec and Mayan peoples called chia the running food. Warriors and long-distance messengers would carry small pouches of chia seeds on extended journeys because of the energy and protein density relative to their weight. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds deliver 5 grams of protein, along with 10 grams of fiber and a remarkable amount of omega-3 fatty acids. Chia seeds can absorb up to 12 times their own weight in water, which helps with hydration and creates a feeling of fullness that lasts for hours. Modern sports science has validated these ancient practices. Research shows chia supports sustained energy, hydration, and post-exercise recovery. For older adults, that kind of steady, lasting energy support is especially valuable. Chia pudding is one of the simplest high-protein snacks you can make. Just mix 2 tablespoons of chia seeds with half a cup of milk or plant milk, add a little honey or fruit, and leave it in the refrigerator overnight. By morning, you have a ready-made, protein-rich breakfast waiting for you. Plant 18. Green peas, the backyard protein. Nobody respects. You might be surprised to find green peas on this list. But hear me out. 1 cup of green peas contains about 9 grams of protein. That is more than a whole egg. And unlike many plant foods, peas contain all 9 essential amino acids. The sports nutrition industry has taken strong notice of this. Pea protein isolate is now one of the fastest-growing segments in the supplement industry, with clinical studies showing it supports muscle growth and recovery just as effectively as whey protein in controlled trials. If you have seen pea protein powders at the pharmacy or health food store, this is why. The science behind them is solid. Beyond the protein, peas are loaded with fiber, iron, and B vitamins. They have been a staple food across Europe and Asia for thousands of years. We're feeding armies, farmers, and communities long before anyone was counting macronutrients. They are common, affordable, and available in every grocery store, fresh or frozen. That is not a reason to overlook them. That is a reason to deeply appreciate them. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is hiding in plain sight on the vegetable aisle. Plant 19. Sacha Inchi seeds, the Amazonian treasure. Sacha Inchi seeds come from the Peruvian Amazon, and they are one of the most complete and nutritionally impressive protein sources most people have never encountered. These star-shaped seeds contain about 9 grams of complete protein per ounce, alongside exceptionally high levels of omega-3 fatty acids. Indigenous Amazonian communities have relied on Sacha Inchi for centuries as both a protein and fat source. Modern research confirms their wisdom. Studies show the protein is highly digestible, with an amino acid profile comparable to soy, along with anti-inflammatory and cardiovascular benefits. Sacha Inchi is only now becoming more widely available commercially, and nutrition scientists are paying very close attention. The seeds can be eaten roasted as a snack or pressed into an oil that is exceptionally high in omega-3 fatty acids. Food analysts have begun calling it the next quinoa in terms of its trajectory from a regional staple to a globally recognized superfood. If you come across Sacha Inchi seeds or oil, they are well worth adding to your diet. The people of the Amazon have known their value for a very long time. Plant 20. Mycoprotein and mushrooms, the protein kingdom. I saved this one for last because it is genuinely fascinating. Certain fungi, particularly a specific type of mycoprotein derived from a natural fermentation process, contain more usable protein per calorie than a ribeye steak. We are talking about 11 grams of protein per 100 calories, compared to beef at around 9.5 grams per 100 calories. And the amino acid profile is complete. Clinical trials published in respected medical journals have shown that mycoprotein supports muscle building after exercise at a level comparable to milk protein. That is a remarkable finding. Mushrooms themselves, while lower in total protein, contribute meaningful amounts alongside unique compounds that you simply will not find in any meat. The compounds that support immune health, nerve function, and may even play a role in protecting brain health as we age. Varieties like shiitake, maitake, and lion's mane are particularly well studied. Adding a range of mushrooms to your diet is one of the simplest and most rewarding nutritional upgrades you can make. Fungi are also one of the most sustainable protein sources on the planet. They can be grown in small spaces, require minimal water, and produce protein far more efficiently than livestock. As protein sources go, fungi are in a category entirely their own. They are not plant, not animal, but their nutritional contribution to human health is becoming increasingly clear and increasingly impressive. So there you have it. 20 plant-based foods with impressive, science-backed protein content. Some of them have been feeding humanity for thousands of years. Some are just being rediscovered, and several of them outperform the most expensive cuts of meat on any plate. If this video was helpful to you, please like it and share it with a friend or family member who might benefit from hearing this. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so now, so you do not miss our future videos connecting real nutritional science with practical, everyday health guidance. I would also love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these 20 foods surprised you the most?